Hello and welcome to today's English class. In today's class, we shall do a new topic in English. The name of the topic is Chapter 3.1 Tartary by Walter de la Mare. Let us know about the poet first. Walter de la Mare, born on 25th April 1873, died on 22nd June 1956. He is one of England's greatest poet, story writer and novelist. He is probably best remembered for his works for children, for his poem The Listeners, and for a highly acclaimed selection of subtle psychological horror stories. Let us understand what the poem is about. The poet Walter de la Mare paints a vivid picture of an imaginary kingdom, Tartary, and takes us on a journey as the lord of this mighty kingdom, which is full of pleasures and beauty. It is a dreamy presentation of the riches of the world. So in this poem, we see that the poet is taking us on a journey to his dream world, to his dream kingdom, which is named Tartary, where he is the lord of the kingdom and he owns it, and where every pleasures of this world, the luxuries of the world are there, and you have all right to do whatever you wish to. So it's a dream world, a dreamy presentation. That's what is shown in the picture on the right hand side, which depicts the dream, the imaginary world of the poet that is painted, that he sees, where he is the lord of his kingdom, which is named Tartary. Let us now listen to this poem.
Tartary by Walter de la Mare. If I were lord of Tartary, myself and me alone, my bed should be of ivory, of beaten gold my throne, and in my court should peacocks flaunt, and in my forests tigers haunt, and in my pools great fishes slant their fins athwart the sun. If I were lord of Tartary, trumpeters every day to every meal should summon me, and in my courtyard bray. And in the evening lamps would shine, yellow as honey, red as wine, while harp and flute and mandolin made music sweet and gay. If I were lord of Tartary, I'd wear a robe of beads, white and gold and green they'd be, and small and thick as seeds. And ere should wane the morning star, I'd don my robe and scimitar. And zebras 7 should draw my car through Tartary's dark glades. Lord of the fruits of Tartary, her rivers silver pale. Lord of the hills of Tartary, glen, thicket, wood and dale. Her flashing stars, her scented breeze, her trembling lakes like foamless seas, her bird-delighting citron trees in every purple vale.
Let us now understand the poem First stanza. If I were Lord of Tartary, myself and me alone, my bed should be of ivory, of beaten gold my throne, and in my court should peacocks flaunt, and in my forest tigers haunt, and in my pools great fishes slant their fins athwart the sun. Explanation. The poet expresses his wish to be the lord of the imaginary kingdom called Tartary. He wishes to be the sole ruler of this great land. He would sleep on no ordinary bed, but on one that is made of precious ivory. He would sit on a throne made of gold. All types of birds and animals would visit his court. The peacock would proudly show off its beautiful form, and the well-built tigers would take a walk in the forest. The fishes would tilt and swim with its fins shining in the pools. Tartary is an imaginary land. Ivory means the hard white substance of elephant's tusk. Beaten gold means gold hammered into flat, thin shape. Throne means chair for a king or queen. Flaunt means show off proudly. Haunt means come frequently. Slant means tilt, move at an angle. Athwart means across, from side to side in a slanting direction. Let us now move on to the next stanza. Second stanza. If I were Lord of Tartary, trumpeters every day to every meal would summon me, and in my courtyard bray, and in the evening lamps would shine, yellow as honey, red as wine, while harp and flute and mandolin made music sweet and gay. Explanation. The poet says that as a lord of Tartary, he would be treated royally. The trumpeters would call him for every meal. In the evening, the lamps would shine, displaying yellow and red colors like honey and wine, respectively. Musicians would entertain him by playing exotic musical instruments such as harp, flute, and mandolin. Trumpeters mean one who plays a trumpet. Summon means call, to call. Bray means make a loud, harsh cry. Harp means a musical instrument. Mandolin is also a musical instrument with a rounded back and metal strings. Gay means happy, light-hearted. We now move to the next stanza. Third stanza. If I were Lord of Tartary, I would wear a robe of beads. White and gold and green they would be, and clustered thick as seeds. And o'er should wane the morning star. I would don my robe and scimitar, and zebra 7 should draw my car through Tartary's dark glades. Explanation: the poet wishes to wear a robe of beads of varied colors that appear like clustered seeds. And before the morning star wane, he would wear his robe and take a sword in his hand. He would then go around the valley in a carriage drawn by 7 zebras. Robe means a loose garment reaching the ankles. Clustered means similar things grouped together and placed closely. Means before, in time, related to in time. Wane means to decrease in size. Don means put on clothing. Scimitar means short sword with a curved blade. Glades means open spaces in a forest. Fourth stanza. Lord of the fruits of Tartary, her river's silver pale, Lord of the hills of Tartary, glen, thicket, wood and dale, her flashing stars, her scented breeze, her trembling lake like foamless seas, her bird delighting citron trees in every purple vale. Explanation: as the Lord of Tartary, he would own all the juicy fruits and enjoy the silver pale rivers. He would own the hills full of bushes and trees. In the night, he would enjoy the beauty of the shining stars and the sweet fragrance of the breeze. The shivering lake, which looks like a sea, soothes him. The purple valley with citron trees that delight the birds would add to the beauty of Tartary. Glen means a narrow valley. Thicket means dense group of bushes or trees. Dale means a valley. Flashing means shine with bright, irregular light. Vale means a valley. So students, reading this poem is like passing through a dream which talks about all the possible luxuries and comforts of life. So as we understood this poem, we can also remember what we as children dream about, our imaginary dreams. We also have such imaginary dreams like the poet does. And we also wish to have our own little kingdom, our own little luxuries and comforts that we wish to have in our life. I hope you'll have followed the poem and understood the explanation given. Thank you.